Hey everyone, I'm at Blue Lake Disc Golf Course. I've never been here before. Let's see how I do. So as I said, I'm here at Blue Lake Park Disc Golf Course. And this is where they hold the Portland Open every year, which is on the national tour, I believe. So hole 1, 455 feet, super low ceiling, par 4. I think in the Portland Open it's a par 3, but for me as an AM, the low ceiling really pushes me in terms of my skill level. So that second shot was my Infinite Discs Chariot, and I threw a really good shot. So now I just tap in my birdie. That feels great for the first hole. All right, hole 2 is par 3, 393 feet. I throw my king again, I threw it on the first hole too. Nice full flight. It's gonna leave me about 70 short, 70 or 80. So now I have this upshot with really nothing in the way. And I just really fluffed it, got it 2 nose up, and didn't put enough arm into it. So now I have a tester putt on hole 2, and it's my first putt of the day because I just had to drop in on hole 1. And that is a prime example of that one upshot costing me a stroke. So I'm not really upset when I go back and look at this. All it teaches me is that I need to really focus on just bouncing that upshot off the pin. All right, hole 3, that was a bogey, so I'm back to even. 561 foot par 4. Do a hyzer with my Team Series Lots from Castaplast. That's sort of a overstable fairway driver, sort of in between my stall and my first run Lots. All right, this second shot was with the Castaplast K3 Cax. And now I have a forehand approach shot. I'm just throwing my link, my Exo Hard throwing putter link. That was about 80 feet away, and I'm about 10 or 11 feet. So I can save my par pretty easily there, remain at even par. All right, hole 4, 302 feet, straight ahead. It does get kind of tight up toward the basket. So I have my Infinite Discs Color Glow Chariot here. I pull it a little bit to the right, but that disc is really glidey, so it just went the whole way. So I'm about 25 or 30 feet to the right. So now I have to do a little bit of a interesting straddle. I didn't really have a putt, there were trees in the way, so I just took my par, run away, and then go into the next hole. So hole 5 is a 633 foot par 4. I threw my Luster C-Line FD, and that's sort of my S-Flight FD. Pretty good drive right in the middle. Again, I haven't played this course before, so I have no idea where any of these baskets are. So I actually had to go run up and look. And I threw my FD again on that one, that same one. Now I have about a 90 or 100 feet away, so I'm just gonna lay up for my 4 with my Castaplast K2 Berg. I'm about 10 feet away. Tap that in, and I'm still even through 4 holes, which I will take. Sorry, 5 holes even. All right, hole 6, 243 feet. It's really uphill, and I threw my CD3 way too high, so it flipped to flat, but then just faded early. I got really lucky. It's about 5 feet past where there's just brush, and it'd be certainly a lost disc. And I really gave it a good run from about 40. That would have been great, but I'll tap it in and go to the next hole. All right, hole 7, 838 feet. I have my Castaplast Grim. This is a pop-top Grim, so it's more stable than the other ones. So I just tried to throw it flat and then fade. All right, so there's another shot. So I have my Night Strike 2. And I didn't get the best release on this. I kind of air bounced it and it went really low. But I did get a fortunate skip. So that got about 50 more feet than I would have. All right, so I'm gonna go back to my Team Series lots, try to force it over and have it fade, and that was a pretty good shot, and that'll leave me a nice up and down for par. So about 100 feet away, I have my Rico, I believe. My K1 Rico from Castaplast. Great straight throwing putter. Oh, it's actually my Exo Hard Link from Discmania. All right, tap at my par, even through 7. Hole 8, 289 feet, par 3. So as far as I can see the basket and a fairway. So I have no idea what else is there. And we're gonna find that once I get up to that lie, there's a ton of, it's OB and it's hazard and it's just blackberry bushes and ravines and death. So I actually wound up in there, so I had to go find my disc and then give myself my meter, take my penalty stroke, try to get up and down from there and save a bogey. And these are the things obviously you learn your first time playing the course. So now I'm going to be 1 over par after 8 holes. That's frustrating, but again, it's out of my control, so there's not much I can do about it. All right, make my 4, so I'm 1 over par going into hole 9. All right, hole 9, 508 foot par 4. This one leads to it's a wide open hyzer line. So backhand hyzer, it opens up past that big tree, wide open fairway. And I just didn't try to put too much on it, just try to throw it 300 feet and in that fairway. So now I have about 200 feet left. I'm gonna just try to throw a low mid-range shot. It was windy, so I wanted to keep it low if possible, and I threw a pretty good shot. So now I have my 3, which is a birdie. I know on the coverage for Portland Open on this one, they always say it's the easiest par 4, but I'm an AM, it's a par 4. I got a 3, so that's a birdie. I'm happy, and I'm even par after the front 9, which is honestly better than I thought I did, because I've heard that this course is really difficult, and it is, but I'm happy with that so far. So hole 10, 299 feet, par 3. It's a forehand line. My forehand strength isn't there yet. I just have to keep working on my form. So I threw that same pop-top grim, about 80 feet. Looks like a pretty routine upshot, so I'm just going to throw one of my putters, a link, try to just hit the pin, and I think I did that very well. All right, so another thing about playing the course blind is I didn't realize that creek was there. So I'm lucky that I didn't go 5 feet farther and in the creek. Then I'd have to go buy a new putter. All right, I'll tap my 3 and on to the next hole. So still even after 10. Hole 11, 662 foot par 4. So as far as I can see, it's about 350 to 400 feet until a gap. So I threw my king on a nice sort of hyzer flip to turnover. And now I'm just trying to find out where the heck I'm going. Because I've watched the Portland Open before, but again, it's way different when you're there. So I threw my K3 Cax from Castaplast, just tried to go over the tree line and spike into the grass so I can have an approach. And I didn't throw it far enough. I should have picked a more understable disc that would glide more. So I have my Chariot again. That one treated me well that day, and just tried to get as close as I can. I think I'm about 40 feet away for my par. And I think if I had done that understable disc, it would have been more like a 20-foot putt, which, since I sort of airballed it because it was a little bit of a headwind, I would have gotten a 4 instead of a 5. But I'll take my 5. I'm 1 over par to hole 12, 372 feet. All I'm trying to do here is hit the gap with the Chariot. I don't care how far it goes. I just want to get through, and I did, which I'm very happy about. So that puts me maybe 150 feet away. I just have to throw my Rico straight and try to plinko into the trees so I can have a putt. And I threw it, pulled it a little bit, but it's gonna get a little bit of fade at the end, and that's honestly fine. It put me in the circle about 15 feet away, maybe 20. So I have to make that putt, and I did. Save par, still 1 over par, going into hole 13. All right, hole 13, 653 foot par 4. Just threw my king. I've been air bouncing it a little bit where my reach back is too high, and then I throw it low, and that happened there. It's gonna happen a few more times, but it's a safe spot. All right, I throw my Night Strike 2 FD on a nice hyzer line, try to get it to skip up a little bit so I can get up and down from there, because I know I can't reach it after that first drive. So now I'm about 130 feet away with my Rico. Try to just get it to land flat, so slide any and have it flex out. That is my link again, whoops. All right, save par on that one to hole 14. 888 foot par 5. Throw in my king again. It's kind of humid, kind of warm. Grip was a little bit of an issue. All right, here we go. All right, so hyzer flip. I'm working on that hyzer flip. I threw it a little too steep of a hyzer, so it didn't turn right all the way. It just flipped up to flat and then faded out. So now I'm throwing my D-line FD because the ground is a little bit lumpy and I don't want to break an ankle. So I'm going to throw D-line FD, just try to get it to go right because it's very flippy. And I executed that pretty well. It looks like I might have gotten into some bushes over there, so I am hopeful that I did not. I missed it by about 10 feet. I was about 10 feet past, and I had to flip out the disc because I want to throw the D-line FD, and I forgot my mini at home. So D-line FD again. Oh, and I throw that approximately 400 feet in the air. And this is another example of if I threw flatter, got another 50 feet on it, that would have been a putt instead of an upshot. And that's another stroke. So I'm not dwelling on these things negatively. I'm just trying to take the lessons and apply them for later use. All right, so there I save my par. And anytime I can par a par 5 is fine with me. All right, hole 15, 823 feet par 4. Throw in that king again, threw it low. That's something I need to work on. I'm gonna hit the field immediately. Try to work on that, be more consistent. All right, Night Strike 2. I did a little too much hyzer on accident. That made it tight to the left side bushes. So now I have a flex forehand line over some trees. Try to get it to come back. And I did a decent job, but it still put me on that bush line. And that's not what I want, weird footwork. And then this is the same problem as hole 2, where I fluffed an upshot and then missed the putt. So now I have a 6, so I got a double bogey when I should have gotten a 5 based on my 2 shots, first off the tee and then my second shot leaving me with weird footwork. So it's all about learning to minimize those mistakes. All right, hole 16, 780 feet. Throw in my CD3, just a nice hyzer. Trying to land by the next tee pad up there, and I did a pretty good job of that. So now I'm throwing my Night Strike 2. And just try to bite off a bunch of fairway again. All right, so about 300 feet up the fairway. I have 200 feet, 250 left. Threw my Chariot high. A little bit nose up, so it didn't go as far as I was wanting. But it leaves me with a putt. I'm about 40 feet away. And I made that circle 2 look, which was great. Always feels good to make a putt like that. All right, hole 17, 958 foot par 5. So I'm taking my king, trying to hyzer flip it, and just a little too much hyzer, so it didn't get to my desired landing zone, but it's in the fairway. A little pinched off on the left side, so it's going to make this next shot less than ideal. So I'm going to take my stall and just try to get around the corner and use the overstability of the disc to do that. All right, I did that a little too much skip, so it's going to sort of pinch me off from a backhand line, but I'm going to try my best anyway. I don't have that flex forehand game yet. I have problems rolling my wrist, so we'll see what happens. I'm going to throw my K3 cax again, a little bit to the right, but it got through a bunch of stuff, and that's all that matters. So this is my fourth shot. All right, fifth shot, about 90 feet away. Rico, hyzer line, I'm about 12 feet uphill, and I make my bogey. So I am now +4 on the day. All right, hole 18, 623 foot, par 4. Team series lots, hyzer release. Just try to control it down the fairway. Did a good job with that. I think one of the things that's most interesting to me about this course that I am not used to is just how long everything is. So I used my K3 cax again. But if I miss my drive by 20 feet, that just sort of compounds problems. So I'm about 60 short. I'm just gonna try to float something up for my par. All right, that's an easy par to save, so I'll save that. So I end +4. Hey everyone, thanks for watching my first round of Blue Lake Park Disc Golf Course. I shot 4 over par, which is honestly really pleasing for my first time. That course is about the longest course I've ever played, and it's just really tough, lots of low ceiling shots, so you really have to pick your spots well. All right, thanks, and have a good rest of your day, everybody. Bye-bye.